Hello, welcome to your daily reading with me, Lucy. So, I've already pulled some energy cards and we're going to get into the tarot together. This is a collective reading, it's the potential energy of the day for everybody. So, if this found you, then it's my intention that there's something in this reading for you. We've got the bone collector here. Now, this bone collector, she is a very wise part of you. Um, and she's saying to you that you have everything that you believe that you lack because she has saved it for you. You were born with everything that you need in this lifetime. You aren't lacking anything. And there's been situations in your life, past experiences, things that have made you feel like you were lacking, things that made you feel like, or maybe even things people said that caused you to believe that you're not good at something or that that's just not for you, or maybe a situation that was really difficult and you had what it took to get through it, obviously, because you're here right now. um but maybe it was really difficult and there was a part of you that was like, I can't do that. Whatever it is for you, this is your time, your moment to reclaim that part of you and to be strong, to be strong and wise like the bone collector, which, like I said, is just a part of you. We've also got appreciation and patience. So this patience card, like, it's a winter in that scene, right? And this is spring, and we are going from winter to spring. And the cards are 15 and 16. It's just funny that spring is 15 and winter is 16. But we're coming out of a period of things being slow, things slowing down, cooling down. Um, and I feel like there's a situation going on in your life where it feels like things aren't moving quickly enough. The answers aren't coming the way that you want them to. The results aren't coming the way you want them to. I just saw a bee outside. I didn't know bees were out yet. That's a good sign. You might want to look up the symbolism of bees. Um, I just heard the honey. It's the honey. Okay, so the honey seems too far away. Like the result, like bees work really hard, right, to produce that honey. There's something about that, like, being in the moment. I heard with this appreciation card, there's enough to complain about. There's always going to be enough to complain about. But is that where you want your focus to be, or do you want to be focused on the good things in your life, the things that are going right, the things that you feel like you are good at? There's something in this energy that's like a little bit pessimistic, but you're being encouraged to remember who the hell you are, like, and be that person. And even if something is tough, like, try to look on the bright side and not don't dig a deeper hole for yourself. Don't take a situation. I don't know if you've ever met those kind of people that they always have something to complain about. Like, if you've ever gone on vacation with somebody like that, oh my gosh. Um, my mom was like that. She could, always find something to complain about, even I don't know if you've been this type of person, like somebody who they can't stand it when everybody is really happy. It's like, so this is a joke that me and another friend of mine make about another friend, and we tell it to her face. The day was too perfect. Like, you had to have find something. Like, you can't get through just a 100% good day. There has to be something to complain about or to bring it down, or you I think you get where I'm going with that. So we're going to get into the tarot and dig a little bit deeper on this. I think it's really interesting. So this reading has to do with you, because the one really stood out for me. on the bone collector. And like I said, this is a part of you, and you're reclaiming this part of you. And then this 15 and 16, they both have ones in them. Fives with the 15, and I know most people would add those up, but that's not how it's coming through today. And I'm just a vessel, and the energy works through me, okay? Fives are about change. They bring a little bit of chaos. Sixes are about balance. There's something in this energy about control. Control. So if you're someone, and there's always something in our life that we're like want to be in control of, like our money, right? We got bills to pay. Like, you want to know that you're going to have enough money to pay the bills, and how you're going to do that. And, we want to plan ahead for those things. Um, and when something stresses us out and we feel like we don't have control over it, we get a little bit desperate, and it shuts off our intuition. We've got this line to our spiritual team, to our higher self, and when we get desperate, when we try to control something, it turns up the volume of your mind, your brain, the computer up here. Um, and it gets so loud you can't hear your higher self. You can't hear your intuition. You can't hear your spiritual team. And that makes things worse. And the answer is within you. It's been here all along. This part of you. The answer is within you. Okay. Now I'm seeing the bird on that card, the messenger. It's funny, there's a rabbit on this bone collector card, and I talked about that pressure of, like if you had a bill due, there's a date for that, and the closer you get to that date, the more pressure you feel, and rabbit energy is very fast. Okay. What is this part of the collective that has been that's still within them, and they're reclaiming it? The Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, and the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is like that stillness, that pause inside uncertainty, and knowing that enlightenment will come, right? That you see how his head is glowing, and it says on that card, surrender. Like, it's surrendering in the moment. It's that patience and that appreciation, like just letting it come to you. And these feminine energies, whether you're a man or a woman, these two queens. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is resourceful. She's a gardener. We all have a garden in our life, whether that is a literal garden, but there's things in your life that you nurture, that you put your time, your energy, your care into. And then the Queen of Swords, very wise. The Queen of Swords is that patience. Okay. So the Queen of Swords, she listens. She listens and lets information come into her. She has a clear mind. She's emotionally detached from the situation. She just takes in all the information. And the Queen of Pentacles, these are the parts of you that receive information and receive resources. You're reclaiming the parts of yourself that, like the Queen of Swords, she has peace of mind. She's receiving the facts. she doesn't speak until she knows, until she's made up her mind about something, until she has the facts and she has a clear mind about it, and then she will speak on something. Okay? And that gives her the courage to speak because she knows the truth. Like if somebody, like say you were at work and your boss asked you a question and it's something you're supposed to know, and there's a lot of people that would be afraid to say, I'm not sure, let me get back to you on that. I know some people like that, and you can't just be throwing stuff out there, because then sorry, knocking my phone cord, that information gets further out if that person didn't know the actual answer when they asked you, which if they already knew the answer, why would they ask you? That's another thing about humans I don't understand. But, and then the Queen of Pentacles, this is also about caring for yourself. Self-care, boundaries. I'm hearing boundaries with this too. Okay. Pausing, being able to pause in uncertainty and be okay with that, and waiting, like waiting on the enlightenment, the answers, or the information. The Queen of Pentacles is often the mother of the tarot. That's why I keep pausing on this one. It's the nurturing. I mean, you could say that about Queen of Cups as well, but the Queen of Pentacles especially is like that step before the Queen, before the Empress. I feel like you can kind of go through all the Queens and then get to the Empress, but the Queen of Pentacles is like that security, like I'm getting like a security blanket. So you're regaining mental and physical security. Those parts of you that are opening to receive that. Surrendering to that, to allowing that energy to come in. Yeah, I got the Lovers, love underneath the deck. Yeah, it's funny. I talked about, we talked about this Patience card, but I didn't really notice this until now. There's a clock here, and there's a clock here on this card as well. There is something about time. I just heard time is of the essence, but I know I talked about like a bill being due, but I don't think that's what it is. I feel like this has something to do with you and maybe like where you feel like you should be in your life by this point, or a certain part of your life where you feel like that, what it should look like at this point in your life. Give me more on this appreciation. The King of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Cups. So the King of Cups is very emotionally stable. Like usually he's sitting with the waves crashing around him. No matter what's going on around the King of Cups, he is emotionally mature. He's emotionally stable. He is the top water card, right? Which has to do with the emotions. This is somebody that is very graceful in times where things are topsy-turvy, right? And it's funny, we have these 2 sevens. And sevens can kind of be about, what's that phrase? The phrase isn't coming to me, but the 7 of Cups and the 7 of Wands is like almost fighting off things that aren't really there. There are some things that are real with the 7 of Cups, but sometimes they're not real. It's interesting. Like, the 7 of Cups can be imagination. It can also be delusion. And I'm not saying you're delusional, but I know a lot of other people do this because I've done this myself many times. But where something is not going in the direction you want it to go, and the looks of the direction, maybe you're like, oh God, I know where this is going, or you think of the worst possible outcome. I feel like this is that, like, emotional and protecting your own energy against that, and with appreciation, like focusing on the good, focusing, and it's funny, she's in a garden. I talked about the Queen of Pentacles. We all have a garden that we've planted seeds, we nurture them, we water them, we want to see them grow. And the 7 of Wands is like boundaries. And the King of Water, like, I feel like you're protecting yourself against this 7 of Cups, the what if this, what if that, how far could this go? Setting up boundaries, not letting other people's energy funk up your energy either. Not letting that person who always has to try to find something wrong with everything affect your energy, funk you up, right? Maybe I'll name this reading that, like, don't let them funk you up. All right, give us more on this patience, please, spirits. Yeah, patience, like peace of mind. Got the 8 of Swords, the King of Wands, and Judgment. Judgment is a rebirth, and it's also taking, not accountability, but taking stock of everything. And the King of Wands. So the 8 of Swords is like a mental block, right? It's the thoughts that limit you, the thoughts that make you feel like you're stuck. It's self-imposed restrictions due to the way you're looking at something, the way you're thinking about something. It's like your perception of yourself and your circumstances are limiting your options. But Judgment is here to say, like, you do have options, you do have decisions. Even, oh, that's coming through even strongly now, more strongly with, like, the 7 of Cups. You do have options, you do have, you have options, you have what you need. You have what you need, okay? Even though your mind is telling you otherwise. And Judgment can be a wake-up call. Like, hey, you need to realize. Patience is saying, like I said, and I have it written on this card, like, peace in the moment. And we talked about when you don't have peace in the moment, how your brain gets so loud and you can't hear your intuition. You can't hear even things other people might say to you. It's like you're not listening, you're not hearing. Because it's that feeling of desperation. Like, if you were in a situation like this, you would be writhing, trying to get out of your ties, and then you would get your blindfold off, and then you'd see those swords, and you would pick one up out of the ground and walk out of there, right? They're all facing the ground. None of them are facing him. They're all facing down. And he's standing in water. Interesting. The King of Wands is like a visionary leader. Like, this is the person with the plan, and they have that, you know, you need that fire to go forward with the plan. He's that take charge kind of energy. This is the wake-up call to this King of Wands energy. It's so interesting. Okay, you guys. All right. Sorry. We've got the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. So we have air and earth. And then we have the King of Water and the King of Fire. We've got the fire and water. We've got all the elements here. We've got the masculine in water and fire. And we have the feminine in earth and air. So you're still working on your confidence here, trusting your own wisdom, your discernment, right? And then the Queen of Pentacles is your material world, trusting that you will always be provided for. It's like tangible, practical, or that you can provide, right? Like I said, the Queen of Pentacles is the mother kind of energy. So even though usually we think of the queens as receiving, the Queen of Pentacles, all the queens provide in some way, right? And the Queen of Pentacles, she's got the resources, like she can provide. I wish I had brought another deck with me today to pull some advice. I didn't really think about it. I'm doing this reading a little bit differently than I usually do the daily readings. But this is what I have for you. I'm sending you guys so much love, sending you all the best. Until next time, bye.